You make one small mistake, and somehow, the whole day changes. Maybe you say something awkward. Maybe you miss a deadline. Maybe you look in the mirror for 2 seconds too long. Nothing huge happened, but your mind starts talking. Why did I do that? What is wrong with me? Why am I like this? That voice can become so normal, you almost stop hearing how cruel it is. You would never talk to a friend like that. If someone you loved made a mistake, you would probably explain it gently. You would say, you were tired. You were under pressure. You had a bad moment. You can fix it, but when it is you, the explanation disappears. Then the mistake becomes proof. You are embarrassing. You are behind. You are difficult to love. You are never going to be enough. For some people, that voice gets louder with time. It stops sounding like simple self-criticism. It becomes self-rejection, sometimes self-hate. And the painful part is, many people who feel this way are not cruel people. They are often kind to others. They forgive quickly. They notice when someone else is hurting. They make excuses for everyone else. But inside their own head, there is no mercy. So where does that voice come from? Part of it starts with how the mind remembers pain. Bad moments stick. A compliment may feel good for a few seconds. One embarrassing memory can stay alive for years. One insult can outlast 100 neutral days. The mind pays attention to what hurts, because hurt once meant danger. But many of the things we carry were not real danger. A comment from school, a look from someone you liked, a parent's disappointment, a joke that went too far, a room where everyone laughed, and you felt yourself disappear. The mind does not always store those moments as, something painful happened. Sometimes it stores them as, this says something about me. That is where the damage starts. Maybe I'm awkward, maybe I'm ugly, maybe I'm too much, maybe I'm weak, maybe there is something wrong with me. The event ends, the story stays. That story gets stronger when criticism came early. A lot of people did not learn self-hate from one dramatic moment. They learned it quietly, from being corrected all the time, from being compared, from being praised only when they performed well, from living with adults who were stressed, distant, unpredictable, or impossible to please. You do well, the room feels warmer. You fail, the room changes. You stay easy, quiet, useful, you feel safer. You need too much, feel too much, or mess up too openly. You start to feel like a problem. A child usually does not think, the adults around me have their own wounds. A child thinks, it must be me, and that thought can grow into a voice. At first, the voice may seem useful. If I criticize myself first, maybe nobody else will. If I push harder, maybe I'll finally be enough. If I catch every flaw, maybe I can avoid rejection. That is why the voice can feel like protection. It sounds responsible, it sounds honest, it sounds like discipline, but after a while, it becomes an attack you carry everywhere. This is why self-hate often gets louder around other people. Humans care about belonging. Even when you do not want to care, part of you still reads the room. Did I say too much? Did I look stupid? Did they laugh with me or at me? Did they reply differently this time? Did I disappoint them? If your mind already expects rejection, it starts scanning for proof. A short message, a weird tone, a missed invitation, someone else getting praised, someone else looking better, calmer, richer, happier. Then the mind does something unfair. It turns small moments into evidence. Not evidence that you had a bad moment. Evidence that you are bad. That difference matters. Guilt says, I did something wrong. Self-hate says, I am something wrong. And once that belief settles in, everything gets filtered through it. You do not just fail at one thing. You feel like a failure. You do not just take one bad photo. You feel ugly. You do not just get rejected. You feel unlovable. You do not just fall behind. You feel like you are the problem. That is why self-hate gets so tiring. It turns normal life into a trial. Every mistake becomes another witness. Every comparison becomes another piece of evidence. Every quiet moment gives the voice more room to speak. And modern life makes that trial louder. You compare constantly now. Faces, bodies, careers, relationships, confidence, success. You see polished versions of other people, then compare them to the private version of yourself. Their best angle, against your tired face. Their announcement, against your unfinished work. Their confidence, against the part of you that is still trying to survive the day. You can know the comparison is unfair. You can know nobody is showing the whole picture. But the feeling can still hit. Because the issue is identity. Many people carry different versions of themselves around. Who I am, who I wish I was, who I think people expect me to be. When the gap gets too wide, it hurts. You feel behind, fake, Disappointing. Wrong. You keep meeting a version of yourself you cannot quite become. And every time you miss it, the harsh voice gets louder. There is another reason the voice is hard to question. It feels familiar. If you have spoken to yourself harshly for years, kindness can sound fake. A compliment feels suspicious. Self-compassion feels cheesy. Being gentle with yourself feels like letting yourself off the hook. The harsh voice feels more real because it has been there longer. But familiar is not the same thing as true. Sometimes self-hate survives because it repeats itself. The same lines, again and again, until they stop sounding like thoughts, and start sounding like facts. Then people begin to build their lives around that voice. They hide more, they avoid more, they ask for less, they reject themselves before anyone else can. They stay in places where they feel small, because some part of them thinks small is what they deserve. That is the cost. Self-hate does not only hurt your mood, it changes what you believe you are allowed to want. So the first step is not forcing yourself to suddenly love yourself. For many people, that feels fake. A better first step is simpler. Hear the voice clearly, not just the feeling. The words. What does it actually say? What line does it repeat? When does it show up? After a mistake? In the mirror? After seeing someone more successful? After silence from someone you wanted approval from? Then ask one honest question. Whose voice does this sound like? Sometimes it is yours. Sometimes it sounds like a parent, a teacher, a bully, an ex, a room you never fully left. That question matters because it reminds you. The voice may live inside you now, but it did not appear from nowhere. Then, change the sentence. Not into something fake, something accurate. Instead of, I ruin everything, try. That went badly, and I'm taking it as proof. Instead of, I'm pathetic, try. I feel ashamed right now. Instead of, there is something wrong with me, try. Something old got touched. It is small. It will not fix everything in one day. But it creates space. It separates the event from your identity. And that space matters. Most people do not heal self-hate by winning one big argument in their head. They heal it by slowly refusing to keep repeating the same cruel sentence. By noticing when pain turns into identity. By giving themselves the kind of explanation they would give another person. By learning that being flawed is not the same thing as being broken. Self-hate usually started for a reason. Maybe it tried to protect you. Maybe it tried to keep you accepted. Maybe it tried to make you good enough before anyone could leave. But if the voice keeps tearing you down, it is no longer protecting you. It is hurting you in a voice you got used to. And once you see that, the question changes. It is no longer, why am I like this? It becomes, who taught me to talk to myself this way? And do I still want to keep that voice?